Hey, how's it going on, you lovely people? It's Door Shutter coming back to you with episode 36 of FTB Skies. It has been a minute since we've actually played FTB Skies, and I'm excited to get back into this here. So, we are getting into building a reactor from Mekanism, and we're going to need a few things. So, we're building this in a compacting machine, first off, because these can explode, and they cause radiation. I'd rather not have to remove the radiation or anything like that. So compacting machine, okay? We won't be able to do all of it because we're going to build a reactor and then we're going to build a turbine. I don't think we'll be able to do that in one block, but we can try. But we'll see. Okay, so fission reactor. Let's make sure we get a tape measure because we're going to need to be precise on this one. So let's see. I want to go 6, I think. Hold on. So the center would be 4. So no, I want to go 7. So we're going to do 7 by 7. Let's get rid of that. Just make sure that's a 7 by 7. Okay. And we're going to go fill this in. Let's actually grab a builder's wand. I think we have one, right? Yep, there we go. How long it's been since I've played this is I don't even know if I have one. Okay. And then let's put this in our offhand. And let's go up. How many blocks do we want to go up? Get this out of my offhand. Here. Come on. Just go 7 by 7 by 7. I think that'll work. There we go. Oop, not what I wanted. Got a little quick on the jump on that one. And actually, these two can be solid, but I want this side to be glass. And of course, the corners cannot be glass. They have to be this fission reactor casing. So that's a thing you got to keep in mind. But there's no point in having glass whenever you can't see it. So let's grab some reactor glass. And we'll get the ports and everything set up here in a second. We want left and right. No? There we go. Let's get our magnet on as well. Okay. And I think what we'll want to do is we'll probably want to grab another stack of this because I'm not sure. I mean, I can do glass up here. I just don't know if I really want that, but I think for right now. Okay. So what we'll need next is we will need a logic port, a couple fission, actually I think 3 fission reactor ports. But I'm kind of not remembering all of this. This is going to be kind of a guessing game here in a second. But let's grab, this will be waste. So let's actually grab a wrench. Isn't there a way to toggle this? I don't think there's a mechanism wrench, right? I don't know. We'll get there. Did we actually grab a controller? Is there a controller for a fission reactor? I don't know. We'll get there. I forgot to craft up these control rods, so let me get that done. All right, so let's grab the rods. So one of the things that you need to know about mechanism reactors is that there's a lot of configurations you can do with these. And the more control rods you have, the more fuel rods are needed, the fission fuel assemblies are needed. And of course, the more you have of these, the more fuel you use, yada, yada, yada. There's also 2 different types of fission reactors. You can have them cooled by water or sodium. Sodium cooling is actually more efficient, but it does require a little bit more setup because you do need to get liquid sodium. We're just going to do water, and we're going to stick with that. And that's just because I don't feel like setting that up. I've done that in a previous Direwolf 20 series, and I just don't feel like doing it again. So we're going to go with this simpler method and just stick with that. Okay. And I can't remember. think that's all we really need. Let's get another fission reactor port here. Okay, let me be right back. Okay, I was wrong. This has to be a solid reactor casing block. The top and bottom do. The sides can be whatever. Reactor glass or... so let's get that changed out real quick. And there's actually something I'll show you guys here in a second with FTB Skies that I love what they have done with it. And I just checked it out to see if there was any information about the fission reactor on here. And of course there is. So we're going to look at that here real fast. Okay. So looking at this, there is a ponder on the fission reactor port. And this actually tells you everything. Tells you all the information you need on how to build the actual fission reactor. So it gives you quite a bit of information. And also what I've also done wrong is these need to be inside the structure. This is not how big reactors are, where you have them sticking out of the top. So it's kind of a learning experience because I still don't remember how to do this. And honestly, there's not really a whole lot of great videos and tutorials out there on this stuff. I just placed that through this. Where'd it go? So, you know, it's just kind of figured out. And I like how they've included the tutorials to get this to work better. There we go. Okay. But one of the things we can do with nuclear waste is it's not actually completely useless until you get to spent nuclear waste. Spent nuclear waste is a lot less useful because it does nothing. Nuclear waste, on the other hand, can actually be used in an isotopic centrifuge to make plutonium, which is actually something we need to do, and also make polonium, which is something else we could look at in the future if we need it. So we kind of need to keep nuclear waste and get rid of spent nuclear waste. So first things first, let's get a hazmat suit because we are going to be standing next to a lot of bad things here in a little while. So we're actually going to get this whole suit set up and equipped. I don't know if the thermal one actually does the same thing, but we're just going to go with this one. Okay, which means we're going to disembark our armor, which really isn't that great. So, you know, it doesn't really matter. Also, I kind of want to look purely like I'm just wearing a hazmat suit. So let's turn off all the curio stuff. If you don't know, that's what this little white circle is it actually allows for you to turn all of this off. So let's find our hand one. There we go. Now we kind of look normal. Looks like the obsidian skull is still showing. I might have two of them on. Yeah, I do apparently. Okay. There we go. Now we look normal-ish. My character looks a little funny. But yeah, let's get going here. So let's put another one here. And I also need a configurator, which is one of the mechanism wrenches, basically. And I forgot to actually make one of these a while ago. So we're just going to make one now. And it's going to get some power here. So we're able to change the fission reactor port by just shift right clicking. Okay. We're going to do input here. We're going to grab a sink. Actually, can we do this? Can I put a port up here? I don't actually know if I can do this. I can. Okay. So let's do a sink up here. Okay. And at pipes, yeah, let's do a fluid pipe. I think that'll work. This should be enough fluid. We can actually just grab the configurator to toggle this. And of course, shifting and scrolling actually changes the type of configuration, by the way, just so you guys know. And that should start getting water in here. Doesn't look like it's going to be a whole lot of water. Do we have any other fluid pipe that might be better? Let's look at fluid. Because I know there's quite a few different types. If we look at industrial pipe or fluid, there is the fluid transporter. We could take a look at this, see what this is all about. Okay. No add-ons. Is there a way to make add-ons? Can we grab a speed add-on? I don't know anything about this. I've never used Industrial Foregoing's fluid stuff. I mean, I threw a speed add-on in there. Can we throw a couple more? No? Efficiency? Okay. And then a production? Or productive? Production? What is that add-on called? Processing. That's what it's called. Okay, so you can't put one in there. So how much water is this actually giving? No idea. It's not really that fast, but okay. It was just a test. Wanted to check it out. Let's grab my wand back out of here real fast. Apparently I have two in here. Let's just go with fluid pipes. Because I don't think thermal ducts... Do we have a fluid one in here? We do have a fluid duct. Why not? Just check out a few options. Sounds like a good option. We have a turbo servo, I think, in here. 8,000. Really not that great either for a turbo servo. So let's go with fluid pipes because that's our only option. Okay. And I'm kind of curious, can we grab more pipes? And then maybe have multiple sides? Just like that. I don't think that'll work, but it's worth a shot. I don't really think we're going to be needing that much water once this is full, but we'll see. Okay. Input only. We need to input the fission fuel. Did I actually set up an entangler for that? Entangler. Did I set one up for fissile fuel? I did. Okay, so let's grab this one. I think this might be set up for it. Let's teleport back here. Okay, we need to set our spawn in here to over in a corner, so we don't just hurt ourselves every time we come in here. Let's actually break this and then put this actually on top as well. Kind of just get all of our inputs separated a little. Okay. So at pipes, we want a gas pipe. I think this is a gas. No, it's a fluid, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. Let's get this out of my inventory. Okay, let's get this back in my inventory so I can make it stop. So we want to set this to fissile set. And I think output, let's try also outputting fluids, because I'm not sure. I'm actually not even sure if this is the correct side. Is that getting fissile fuel? No. Okay, so we'll need a gas pipe. Perfect. So it is a gas. Just wanted to make sure. So that'll go into that slot. Fantastic. And what we should have happen if we click activate is this should work. But we also need to make sure we are outputting not only waste, which is actually going to be this one. We're going to need to output coolant, which is the steam, I believe. So let's grab one more port. If I can type. Fission reactor port. Okay. And we should be able to say output coolant. And I think what we'll want to do is let's ponder this one real quick. Let's identify. So fissile fuel is coming into this. And then this is outputting steam. Okay, so that's what I needed to make sure. So let's grab an entangler. Okay. Let's put this down. Let's go on the top. Gas input. Let's clear everything. You also can transport heat through this as well, which is interesting. Wireless heat. Okay, and then we're going to say steam set. And then here, let's make sure we just have a gas pipe. Do this. Okay, so I've activated this and I quickly muted it because goodness gracious, I forgot how loud it was. But we should see that this is filling up with steam, and then this is getting nuclear waste. And we can look at stats here and everything. So we can actually increase the burn rate. So if I put 0.5, okay, you can see that this is going to increase this bar. Of course, we can do a lot more, but you want to make sure that you're looking at your temperatures. So if I go to 1, okay, you can see our temperature should increase. Our heat graph should stay pretty stable after a second. And so we can go up to 5, okay? Make sure we're keeping an eye on this. So it went from 109 to 145. The more you burn, the more water you need. So you can see that we're actually losing water. So we're going to set this back to 0.1. And I'm actually going to scram this because we want to make sure that we're not losing water. But also, water isn't the only thing here, because once we get the turbine, we'll actually be able to put water back in, and then that will allow for us to kind of create a cycle where we won't need this being the only water input, and then any excess water can then be voided. So let's get on to the next bit of this. Alrighty. So I know we've kind of built one multi-block. So what I've done is I've kind of built the surrounding of the turbine that we will be using. This is a 15 by 15, and the reason I built this is just because it takes a lot more time to build the outside structure. So we're gonna just do that off camera. Perfect. We're good. But we need to work on the up here. So let's actually get this kind of worked on. Where this turbine casing is at the bottom, we're actually going to want some pressure dispensers. I don't have these crafted yet, but we're going to work on other things while we're waiting. Let's clear out this stuff. So let's make sure that we get the center here. Don't know why the color's changed. Okay. 13 by 13. So this is a 15 by 15. Of course, you have one block in the center, right? I think. I don't know. It's okay. 13 by 13 in the interior. That's all we need to know. So we're going to go here, and we need turbine rotors. And we also need the turbine blades. So we're just going to go... I've already got the building gadget set to this, which is fantastic. Okay, and then just build to us with the building gadget. And that's actually way too high, because we want this to end right here where this rotary complex is going to be placed. So let's get rid of that. And then above this rotary complex, we're actually going to put electromagnetic coils. I don't know if there's a maximum on this, but there's not really a need for a whole lot of these. So we're just going to do, a decent chunk. Not a whole lot, because we can afford them, right? Might as well just kind of put them on here. And then that's all we're going to put here. I was thinking, we could just pull the water from this, but I think the best idea is just avoid all water and then use the sink with a Mekanism's mechanical pipe, rather, to get a lot more steam production and everything, and enough water in there. So let's give this a go. So we've got pressure dispensers. Where is my wand? There we go. Get this done nice and quick here. Let's actually set this to left and right as well, just so we don't accidentally do anything weird. Hoping I have enough of these. Okay. And then that should create that. So I had to actually decrease the size of this by 1 on the top. And let's actually check out the size of this. So this is almost a max size. It's not fully a max size because I didn't make it as wide as I should have, but it's okay. So it's 18 tall, 15 wide, and 15 you know, 15 wide, and then 18. So 15 by 15 by 18, basically. And that means that we have almost a max size turbine, but we don't have a max size width, which is fine by me. All right. So how does this work? Let me remember. We actually need to grab our entangloper, put this here, and on the top side, we want the gas to be output, auto eject, and we never set this for steam, did we? So let's go into here. Hello? Okay, so currently all of my compacting machines have just decided to not let me into them. I've went and I've tried to pull the old data. Same thing. The error is actually popping up in the FTB launcher, which is one of the reasons I always keep it open. But it's basically saying the room cannot be found. And that's on all of them. Every single compacting machine. I can pick them up and I can see that there is a room detected. And we're even still getting resources and stuff from them. But I cannot access them. Alright, and with that, we're going to wrap this episode up. I fixed the problem in the next episode, so you'll get an explanation. And thank you guys, stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye!